Good morning, good afternoon, good day. This is your hostess, Carmel Vicchio, and I am coming to you live and or on a podcast. I'm gonna have to get someone to do me some type of theme music or something. Maybe I'll bring out my equipment and start back doing music production or something. Okay, but anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you for those who share this broadcast, and thank you for those who will come across this broadcast in the near future. I was going to do the broadcast on the day that the moon actually went into Capricorn, but I got a little deterred. So this comes to you actually a little after the moon went into Capricorn. Now, today the moon, actually, the moon leaves Capricorn this afternoon. Today's 5:28. The moon actually leaves Capricorn this afternoon at 17:38, I believe, which is 5:38 Eastern Standard Time. But the message that I am giving you today is very important and will be very important in the next couple of days, and then progressively on through to the end of your your season. And you know that we all do things in seasons, and life happens in seasons. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there as well, so that you will know, oh my God, I listened to this broadcast and now it's not effective. So far from the truth, so far removed from the truth. It will be effective for you throughout the rest of this existence we know as life. Now, I said 17:38, the moon moves into Aquarius, but don't quote me on that. I might be 10, 15 minutes off. So let's just say somewhere between 17:38 and 17:48, the moon moves into Aquarius. And while I'm thinking about that, let me just go ahead and say that the moon in Aquarius is associated with your blood vessels and your ankles. So if you're a person that stands on your feet a lot, or if you've had some issues with osteoporosis and things of that nature, you'll want to be very careful about those, about your blood pressure and about your blood vessels. Anything that has to do with you giving or getting blood, and or standing on your feet, or yoga, that type of thing. Or if you're a nurse or doctor, just be more careful. If you are an Aquarius, then be mindful of that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get into the broadcast, because I did not want it to be long. As I stated, today is May 28th. Happy birthday to all you Geminis out there. And let's just go ahead and begin. Divine Mind, I thank you so very much for right words in this season. I thank you that the word goes forth, and I thank you for those who receive and those who will receive. Ashe. So, I wanted to entitle this Calm Under Pressure. Well, that's how we're feeling right now. Maybe not on the outside, but the sun in Gemini helps us to find the expressive sides of ourselves, while the Capricorn moon helps us to hide our own personal issues and to put them aside for the common good. So you will notice that people who are normally all about self are a little bit more giving, and it is due to that combination of the Gemini sun and the Capricorn moon. Now, right now, to the majority of people, it doesn't matter how the job gets done. It matters more that it gets done correctly. And for those of us who are enlightened enough to understand that we are just a part of the whole with a purpose that is needed to connect us all, we move forward knowing that the recognition is the least bit of our concern. Now, during the moon in Capricorn and the sun in Gemini, our foresight and our intuitions are at the forefront. And you'll notice that. You'll notice yourself saying, I'm glad I didn't leave early for work. I knew there was a reason. And or this seems like it happened before. Or what am I supposed to say here? Because it seems like I've already rehearsed this in my head. And that is due to that combination, that astrological combinations. Now our dreams are very vivid and they are very much a part of our waking day. So what you will notice, like myself, from time to time, I will actually give out a number, and you may get it in your email address, or I may send out a message, and I'll say, I dreamt 6:31 last night, or I dreamt 7:31 last night, or I dreamt about myself, and myself is 476 and 576. Now there are times when I do that, and that particular sleep state, or CESS, which a lot of people who know me know that that's closed eye spiritual state for me. A lot of people, that particular thing, the crossover between my sleep and my awake happens a lot. And it will normally happen a lot to you when the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Capricorn. Now, the beautiful thing about that is the beautiful thing about the sun being in Gemini and the moon being in Capricorn, because of where we sit astrologically, and I'm not talking about the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar or whatever you all want to call it. I'm actually talking about the Cometan calendar right now. Where we sit in that particular space, or in this particular moment of what we call existence or time, will allow us, it has alerted us the ability and the capabilities of foresight and intuition. And if we tune into it, if we accept it as a normal portion of our being, it will stay with us continuously throughout what we humans in our human state consider a lifetime. So be very mindful of that. Try to pick up on that. Try to harness that particular spiritual portion of yourself, because it will stay with you forever. Allow it to become natural. And the reason that I say allow it to become natural is because the majority of Western people, or those of us who are born in the Western hemisphere, are told you didn't see that, that's just your imagination, or it's not good for you to hear voices, or go sit down somewhere, you didn't see that, or that was just a dream, things like that. I can't call it a negative nature. I will say that it's a I won't give it a title, because anything you give a name to, it stakes claim to that particular thing. But if you're Western born, then you've been told that, premonitions and dreams and things of that nature are just forms of your imagination. They are not. They're spiritual connections to the divine, and you just need to internalize them and allow them to be a part of your being. Now, psychosis and things of that nature is totally different, so I'm not going to get into that right now. Anyway, so let me just go ahead and get back. Get accustomed to seeing and hearing things that at first just don't seem natural. It will grow with you in time. And then I just want to end the broadcast saying, don't get frustrated by the feelings of you, by feelings that make you think or leave you with a feeling of restrictions or being closed in. Don't allow your workspace and your home space to make you feel claustrophobic. I have to say that because as we grow spiritually, as we become more enlightened, the spiritual nature of us wants to take over, and the spirit is endless and boundless, and the human form of us, or our bodies, are contained and or pressurized. So as we want to break free, there's that feeling of restriction. And we can't get frustrated by that. Just allow yourself to understand that you are three beings in one body, one physical body, and then that will help you to allow that feeling of restriction to pass and your spiritual nature to grow. One last thing, that drama that surrounds you right now is just a distraction. And I have to say that because being a spiritual person in a physical body allows for the yin yang approach of life, or the opposites of life. And you've heard me talk about that before. So physical distractions affect us spiritually, and spiritual distractions affect us physically. So don't allow for outside drama or physical drama to affect your spiritual house. Stay spiritually focused. And I want to say that with the sun in Gemini, remember that this is for my lottery players. The sun in Gemini brings twins. So you'll see a lot of doubles. Now, twins normally are the 8, 8, and 0, 0 pairs. Mercury has a huge influence right now, and Mercury is 5. And so is Gemini. So you'll see 5, 8, 5, 0, 5, 5, 0, 0, and 50 run wild over the next couple of days. I'm trying to see if I forgot anything. Okay, I don't believe that I have. Well, I thank you so very much for tuning into the broadcast. Thank you so very much for sharing the broadcast. And as always, my virtual doors are open. From my house to your house, I wish you all green lights. Namaste.